Alright, Kirk, welcome to my super duper amazing video on how to do the Coliseum. I'm going to give you a little background info on the dragons that I lent you, and I'll use Exarban as an example. What I lent you is what is called the glass cannon build, and out of all the builds on Flight Rising, they are kind of like the catch-all. They can handle pretty much anything from the Ghostlight Ruins up to the Kelp Beds. You can take them into the Golem Workshop. I don't really recommend it because you kind of need a healer for that, and neither of them are built for it. But their stats are basically going to look just kind of like these ones right here. And I don't know what build you're going to want to go for, but I think starting out, I do recommend at least making one of yours a glass cannon. If you get really into the Coliseum, we can always show you all the other builds and stuff. But they're just a little bit more specialized, and they're kind of a lot of fun until things get too annoying. So we're going to go the Coliseum now. First thing you're going to want to do is organize your party. And what this does is it shows you all your available dragons from the oldest all the way down to the youngest. Usually you're going to find your fodder dragons down here, and sometimes they get mixed in with everything else, so you gotta search a little bit. But we need our Coli dragons. This is my Meyer flyer, one of my special builds. And then I'm going to grab my glass cannon. You can actually use these two together and it doesn't really affect anything. It just gives you an extra turn because she's a lot faster than anything else. And then I think we will take fodder with us. So let's see. Alrighty. These circles here, they show how your dragons are going to line up in the Coliseum. This is the first spot, second, and third. Some people say that you have to have your fodder over here. Some of them say it has to be here. And some of them say it has to be here. I don't think it matters. Put whatever dragon you're training wherever you want. I usually put mine right here. Doesn't really change anything when it comes to the turns. It just goes wherever. As you can see down here, it gives you your information about your dragon. See, it's all different. And now I'll show you a little bit about this. Again, it shows stats right here, and then these are the stones. These are the most important thing, basically. Pretty much all dragons will start out with either a scratch or a meditate. You can change it, so if I wanted to, I could stick a meditate here, get rid of the scratch. It would be permanent, and when you put a stone over another stone, you don't get the stone back, so you know. You'll get a shred as well. They're good to use. You won't be using it as much when you're leveling anything, but they're great to use for bosses because they do cause some bleed damage, which is great because bosses are a pain in the ass. This is the most important stone for any of your fighting dragons, and it's your eliminate. Have fun getting that. They're super expensive. This is the rally stone, and what it does is it makes your dragon just a little bit stronger for, I don't know, 3 to 5 turns, something like that. Here's the sap, and what this does is it returns a little health to the dragon that uses it. Most of the time it gives you about 100 HP back. If you get a critical hit, it gives you, I think, between 2 or 300, just depends. These down here, these are your Berserk Stones, and as you can see in the tooltip, it gives you extra strength, quickness, and agility. And these are your Ambush Stones. What this does is it gives you more speed, and it basically gives you more turns when you're fighting. These 5 stones are pretty much required on any dragon you ever have. Thankfully, they're really easy to get. I have some extras if you need them. I also have extra of these two if you need those. Alright. And I don't recommend statting your dragon until it gets to level 25. Otherwise, you're gonna need to use a tincture of disillusion or whatever it's called. This button will light up when you have one in your horde. Um, you can stat them as you level them. It's really up to you. I do recommend making sure you get at least these two stones on your dragon when the slot's open, because it'll help. They'll be able to help you kind of get some extra turns in, which is pretty helpful. Each species does have a slightly different base stat, so I don't know if that'll ever really affect anything that you want to level, but it's just something to kind of know about. And one last thing before we go into the Coliseum, this is for when you want to start doing fodder dragons. There's a thing every day, the Exalt bonus, and you get extra treasure if you exalt any of the dragons that have these. I don't have any Codals, but I do have a dragon with a smoke gene, so I get an extra 1250. Yay! This one here is a lot harder to get because it's a certain color. Like yesterday, it was Soil Territory. You get a lot of extra money, which is nice, but like I said, it's really hard to come by. I think that's going to wrap it up for the first video. The next one, I will show you the actual Coliseum.